Hi to everybody in the FFBE Global Group. This is Garrett here with the MOG team with our next episode of Ask an Old MOG, where you ask the questions and I try to answer them in a visual format. Today's questions I think are really relevant given the fact that the Chronicle Battle for Final Fantasy VI is out. It has a lot to do with espers and evocation damage and building Terra. So we're going to take a look at a question there, and then also a really simple question about how to find upgrade materials. That way you can awaken your units to be their full potential. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first question. Like I said before, this is really relevant because the Chronicle Battle just came out, and a lot of people are using Terra to do damage to Valagarmanda. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the first question up. This is again from Zhao Ji. Hey again, Zhao. You asked, what exactly affects Terra's Neo Vision Chaotic Inferno damage? Is it magic? Is it Evo damage? Is it LB damage? And then you ask a follow-up question. Has to do with using Lightning's STMR. The ability that boosts chains by 100%, must that be equipped in the chainer or the capper? And so my answer to that is actually yes, all of those. All of those are right. You want to do all of that, and I'm going to show you why that's the case. So we looked last week at the wiki, and on the wiki you can find lots of really great information. One of my favorite pages on the wiki is the mechanics page, and if you've never seen the mechanics page, it's up at the very top of the main page. There's a drop-down menu, and one of the options there for gameplay is mechanics. Once you're there on the website, like the PC website, there's a list on the left-hand side that shows you all the different mechanics in the sections that you might want to look at. One of those happens to be Evoke Damage, which is what Terra's Limit Burst is. So, like, if you go into Terra, and I'm going to click on her, go into her shift form, and you click on Chaotic Inferno right here, it says it's other evocation damage, which is the game's way of calling it evoke damage. So when you go into the wiki and you look for that, it actually looks like this. It'll show you the formula, which is really really complicated. If you're not a math person, this can be a lot to digest. But what it basically is saying is the unit's magic times the magic ratio, magic squared times magic ratio, plus the unit's spirit and spirit ratio. Now Terra's is only magic based. You can see that right here where it says magic based other evocation damage. So her spirit doesn't matter, but all that is divided by the enemy's spirit. So you want to make sure you apply a good spirit break. But we're talking about building Terra, not necessarily breaking the boss. So if you look, it says 1 plus their Evo magic stat, which is, your Esper damage basically, times the modifier, times the level correction, times final variance, times multipliers. So multipliers includes anything that actually boosts your Evoke damage stat, and we're going to take a look at that in a second, and your LB damage stat. So I'm going to go and get rid of this formula, but the important thing is to look at it. Those come at the very, very end. So that those multipliers, they take everything into account and then just boost it up. So I'm going to get rid of this formula, go back to your question, go back to Terra, and I'm going to look at her expanded stats. So she has Esper damage, Evo damage, which is evoke damage, and then her LB damage boost. So you want to try and max these out, get them as close to 300% as you can. You're going to do that by putting on her STMR, ideally her fully upgraded STMR if you have it. You can do that by putting on, accessories that boost Esper damage. So we're going to do Rydia's headband. We're going to do some LB damage with Minister's coat. Where is it? Oh, I think I have a filter on. Yeah, I do. Silly me and my filters. I've been working on dark vision. Oh my gosh, I typed filter. I've been working on dark visions. So there's a lot of darkness damage there. And just putting these 3 items, now my Esper damage has gone up, my Evo damage has gone up, my LB damage has gone up, and you want to get that even, as high as you can on those 3 relevant stats. Now her magic is very, very important because it features into the overall damage that she's going to do with her limit burst as well. But the most important thing is those modifiers. Putting on her cards. We're getting closer and closer to those caps. So all of that's important. magic stat, Evo damage, Esper damage, LB damage, all that's going to boost up her limit burst. Your next question had to do with, should I put Lightning's STMR on a chainer or a capper? The answer to that is yes, but it depends on the unit more than their role. So I'm going to look at Terra again. And if I look at her stats, go to special and scroll down, she has dual blade mastery. If you click on that, it says that she already hits the chain damage limit boost, 200%. The maximum is 200%. So she doesn't need Lightning's STMR, and she is definitely a capper, not a chainer. But you don't have to equip it. Another example of a unit that is definitely a capper and not a chainer is Oracle Maiden Luna Freya. We're going to go into her, again, look at her special stats. And look, she's got, where is it? She's got the trait Chain Mastery. It goes up to 100%, and the cap is 200%. So she needs Lightning's STMR, even though she's a capper. So you want to put that on there. So more than are they a chainer or a capper, you have to look at the individual units setup and how they are built in the game. Really great question. Thank you for bringing that to us. The next question that we had is from Camille SA. Where the heck are Calamity Ritz? I can't farm them on the Awakening 5-star stage. I got everything from the ship Moogles. Where do I find these? And this is a really good question because if you're starting with a 5-star base unit and you're trying to build up to an NBA, you're obviously going to have to awaken them to 6-star, 7-star, and then NBA. And you'll need those materials to do that. The good news is you can find it very easily right here in the shop. And then go to Special Shop. Scroll over to the Guild Shop, and if you go all the way down, you're going to find all the various Awakening materials. You can buy them right here and not have to farm them. This used to be a lot harder because you would have to farm them individually, spending energy, and it was a huge pain because sometimes you got them and sometimes you didn't. And here they are, Calamity Ritz, as well as all the other ones. You can just buy them right here. Worth noting too, you can also buy grenades and shuriken and these throwing coins that let you chain, some recipes, lots of good stuff in the guild shop, as well as all the other special shops. You definitely want to keep an eye out for anything you can pick up here. Your Obnixious drops are here. Your Xenostar shards are here. EX coins, VIP coins, Lapis Exchange, lots of good stuff in the shop. So definitely click on shop and special shop every once in a while just to see if there's anything there useful. Pro tip, I like to go down to the exchange shop every once in a while because sometimes, even though I read the news pretty regularly, stuff sneaks in here that I didn't just, I wasn't fully aware of, and sometimes I can get some stuff in here for free, like, perma exchange tickets for vision cards, this exchange shop for these gears if you haven't done that yet. Definitely want to take a look for those and grab what you can. But that is the answer to that one, so thank you for that, Camille. So as always, if you have a question that you'd like to see answered and looked at, talked about, start the discussion here in this post. You can drop a comment, leave a question, or if you're seeing this on YouTube, you can also drop a comment there. I'd be happy to take a look and try and answer those questions. I really appreciate the opportunity for you guys to take a look at this with me, and I'm learning a lot too. Even though you guys haven't really posted a whole lot of questions, I'm digging through and trying to find things that I think are useful and relevant. And so I thought the Terra one was really good for today, as well as the shop question being a good one for beginners. But thanks a lot for tuning in, and take a look at those next time, and see you around in the game. Oh, you might notice I'm not wearing my sweatshirt. I do have my sweatshirt with me. It's here. It's definitely keeping track of me, making sure I'm doing all the right things. I always wear my sweatshirt usually, but it's not so hot in where I live right now, and so my air conditioning is not running like crazy, and my computer is in the basement, which is usually really, really cold because the air conditioner's down there too. And so yeah, I don't need it right now. It is here though. Don't worry. Thanks, guys.